Man, welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again, where it's all about the fake stuff. And like we said last episode, it's time to hop into some Dynasty Rankings. No C-Swizzy tonight. He's got the real life going on. But Crap Man, what's going on?
You know what I'm doing. I'm sitting in the garage, ready to talk some Dynasty with you guys. Got Ian back in the house, Slim Easy, Party Poopa. What's going on?
What up, what up, what up? You know your boy's back, the RB Whisperer, but today I think we're talking QBs. And we got some hot stuff for you tonight. I got that hot shit for you tonight. Let's go, baby.
Yep, definitely about to do some Dynasty Rankings. We're going to talk about some of the differences. I got about a list of 7 or 8 folks of our not the experts. I ain't said that in a while because we ain't the experts. We got about 8 not experts. Sample size of some quarterbacks tonight, and me, Kraft, and Ian, you got our top 24s. But we really just gonna break it down, talking about the crazy wild differences that we got tonight. Kraft, man, am I missing anything?
No, think you're good. 5-star review. Appreciate everybody for listening.
Yep, what Kraft Man says. So, all right, so we're gonna start it off. The first hot topic tonight is Justin Herbert for the Chargers. And there's a big I'm talking about, we got them all over the place. Me and Kraft Man, we got them kind of in the middle of everybody. I got them at 8. Kraft Man's got them at 7. Ian Potty Pooper over here, talk about potty pooping, got him at 12. And the main reason why I bring this up is because I got Akil Galani, the commish, and then I got P. Miller, who ain't been on the show in a while. They got Herbert up at 3. So, and it's two people saying that. So,
Wow.
If you would have looked at my Dynasty Rankings like last year or the year before, I would have had Herbert at 3. So I kind of respect the consistency and, maybe not overreacting to a bad year or maybe just, Harbaugh's going to get in there. But I don't know. A little spicy for me, but what you say, Crap Man?
Shoot, I really want to know what Ian's going to have to say about having him down at 12. I mean, I got a couple notes on him. I mean, well, not notes, just thoughts in my head. And the only reason I can think Ian would have him that low is just based on he thinks they're going to run the ball a lot. But, I mean, sometimes if I had to argue with Ian, efficiency is sometimes more important than just passing volume alone. I mean, the Lions were very high T last year running the ball. Jared Goff was still fine for fantasy. You still got a great young quarterback that I'm just going to bet on the talent. And I'm not too worried about them running the ball. If they're a better team, he's going to be good for fantasy. So more wins equals more points. What you got, Ian?
Yeah, man. No, I don't disagree. But just for reference, where do you guys have Herbert ranked at? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, I got it right here. I got all our list. I got him at 8, and Craftman has him at 7.
8 and 7. Okay. So for me, Justin Herbert, I mean, he's on his 4th year, 26 years old. So all that is good for fantasy. He's getting got a contract. But the people I have in front of him is hard to compete with. I mean, and some of it might just be me, but I mean, I know Justin Herbert's a great quarterback, but it's getting to the point where he hasn't made it. He hasn't played that big game, dude. And that big game is big for me in the eye test. You know what I mean? You can look at all the stats that you want, but I don't know if it comes down to the coaching or what, but it just hasn't been there. And the same thing happens with Dak. And I got Dak ranked at number 8, which I kind of kicked myself for, but it's hard to deny the man he puts up big numbers every year in and year out. He can't win the big game either. But I have Tua, Kyler, and Brock. Brock 9, Kyler 10, Tua 11. And to me, I just feel like those guys, other than Brock Purdy, I mean, he's a 24-year-old who is pushing to win the Super Bowl, whether his system or not. That doesn't matter. What matters is his production, and he's going to produce high for years to come. So I got him up there. I think Kyler, just getting that new receiver, he's got a pretty good team around him. And Tua, offensive line has troubles, but he has nothing but speed, and I think it's a way better system and way pushing for better shit than the Chargers, who got a new coach, just traded away the best receiver, traded away the running back, are kind of in a rebuild position. And so I feel like, at least for this year, there's no way I could put them in the top 10.
What you say, Kraft Man?
I just disagree with everything Ian said.
And that's why we're here, baby. That's what we do thing.
I mean, I agree with this year, though, but, I mean, if you want to put him down there at number 12 in redraft, I think that's probably right on point with where he's going in a redraft. But we're talking Dynasty, and I just believe the talent's going to win out. I mean, as of right now, I'm not super high on Justin Herbert this season. I'm not going out in redraft and trying to target Justin Herbert. But I do agree with some of the things you said about winning the big game. And he kind of he chokes a little bit when the pressure gets on. But to have Purdy above him, who doesn't run the ball whatsoever, I mean, Herbert's probably going to have 300 rushing yards this year, somewhere close, maybe a couple rushing touchdowns. And I'm just going to go with the talent that I've seen on the field. I think Herbert, he's had a QB2 finish before. Yeah. And I don't know if that's still on the cards, but
no, I mean, that's always in the cards. I mean, that's the ceiling. That's the top. That's the most he could do. So it's always definitely, and you're right about Brock, but it comes down to the age difference for me with them. You got 2 more years, but also in Dynasty, we really, I think, put too much emphasis on the youngness of it, because in all reality, I mean, shoot me if I'm wrong, but you're not going to keep Brock. I'm not going to keep Brock Purdy for 12 years. He might. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been in the league 19 years. You know what I mean? Am I going to hold on to this quarterback for 19 years? If that's so, then we need to put more emphasis on that age thing. But I guess that's why I got Brock Purdy so far up there, because this is only his going into his 3rd year, I think, at 24 years old, and he's just got a great system around him. And Herbert is definitely more talented than Brock Purdy. I just think that I don't know. I don't know what's going on with LA, but we say it every year, dude, that the team we hate to hate because we want them to do good, because they got playmakers, and we always feel like they're going to be the best in that division, and they're going to do something in the playoffs, and they got a great quarterback. They got a franchise guy. But I feel like he's going to waste there, man. It sucks, but I'm a realist when it comes to that shit.
I agree. I do think he is. I do think Herbert has been overrated with the year that he had, the 1 year that he had. And, I mean, I don't have Purdy ranked ahead of him, but I can see where you're coming from, because you just got to pick your guys. And as of right now, Purdy don't have like a long-term contract, but as soon as pen meets paper and Purdy signs like a 5-year deal or whatever worth so much money, he's gonna skyrocket up rankings too. I think the only reason that people are maybe down on Purdy is just still hanging on to the draft capital.
Yeah, and it's big, dude. That was a big part. And I also own him in my Dynasty League, and so I might have a little bit of bias there. But I did get him off of the waiver wire, in the middle of the season, and it just is a best, I'm losing my words here, but where I got him and what the production that he gave me is unmeasurable, So I might be a little bit biased on it, but I just feel like I got a really good quarterback for as long as I want. You know, he's never going to be the guy that I could trade for a Jamar Chase or, you know, a stud running back or anything like that. But he's going to be a guy that can always give me 10 to 12 to 15 points a game, if not, and then sometimes 30, you know, 40. So I'm cool with that. He doesn't have the best offensive line. I think they got the number 18th ranked, which is just under halfway. So, but they do have some great players like Trent Williams. I mean, you got to have that left tackle position. It means a lot, that offensive line. But and Justin Herbert, the Chargers have the 14th ranked, so it's a little bit better, above half. So we'll just see, man. I mean, Herbert's a great player, but I just feel like the system is fucking, for lack of a better word.
I know that Justin Herbert is going quarterback 17 in best ball right now. So that's super low. So, yeah, I get what you're saying for some of the redraft and best ball purposes for this upcoming season. But there's just a whole tier of guys I'd have Herbert that over than what Ian's got. Ian's got Tua, Purdy, Dak, Jordan Love. So
There ain't really nothing wrong with that, though. Those guys are pretty. I think they're in the same.
no,
sort of
I
tier.
agree, and I think these are all guys that are on the verge of getting paid. Like, well, Kyler's already paid, but like Tua, I think he's about to get paid, and I think Purdy, he's about to get paid. Purdy's definitely about to get paid.
Dak just got and Love's, Love's getting a check.
Yeah, and Love got a lot of young talent
Yeah.
around him. The Chargers really don't. I mean, Ladd McConkey is their best guy right now. So,
and he's a rookie.
And if they're going to keep being an average team or above average, they're not really going to have a lot of high draft capital, and their salary cap is pretty fucked too. They can't really bring anybody in, even if they wanted to.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they were ranked like 31 out of 32 teams.
Wow.
All right, so pretty much to recap, I got him at 7. I got him at 8. Craftman's got him at 7. So, and then Ian's got him back there at 12. But then we got Phil and the Kill up there, got him in the top 3. So still high on him.
I think that's more crazy than Ian's. I think that's a little crazy. Because Justin Herbert's not going to win you. He's not going to win you a championship in the next probably 2 years. I mean, you're probably looking at, you'd say quarterback 17 this season. When have you ever seen Patrick Mahomes that low? When have you ever seen, Jalen Hurts that low, except for his rookie year, or Josh Allen? You've never seen that happen before. Even though Patrick Mahomes ain't had no wide receiver talent the past couple of years, you never seen that happen.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you.
He's got to come on and explain himself.
Yep, definitely gonna have him on. I would say probably might believe in Herbert. Got a little rushing upside. Things might be a little different.
Phil has
Herbert, but Akil don't got Herbert. Got him at 3.
Does Akil have Herbert in the home league?
Nope.
Well,
so I guess he's on drugs. He's doing dope.
What side do you think is more? What side do you side with more? If you had to side with Ian or Phil and Akil, which one do you think is more absurd, more crazy?
I don't know. They just don't agree with me, so I think they're both crazy. Because I really see a scenario where Herbert gets that upside. Herbert's still good. What if they do get it clicking? You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But then Ian's not wrong either. He could, not expected to have a big year this year. And we'll have to see how it goes. So I don't know. That's just one of the big different ones. I'm glad that I'm just right in the middle. That's all I can say.
Me too.
All right, the next one we got, and this is one that we've been talking about. Kyler Murray. I've been saying it for years. He's been undervalued for a long time. He tore his ACL, and it was he fell off the face of the earth. This dude's got a quarterback 2 finish. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Daniel Jones. I ain't never been the biggest Daniel Jones guy, but he did get paid. All he did was tear his ACL. Might be a nice little buy low, you know what I'm saying? But look, Kyler just has that stigma. Everybody hates him. Rashad White, everybody hates him. There's those players out there. Nobody wants to give Kyler credit. I got Kyler 5 in my Dynasty rankings. Got him way up there. And before the injury, he was going 104 in Superflex drafts. That was right. That was the top of tier 2 pretty much. Now they just added Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride coming of age. This is his 3rd year. Added another running back to the mix.
I didn't know this was 3rd year.
So the thing is with Kyler, sneaky, got a little rushing upside to him, can get them sneaky yards. I mean, he played well in the back half of the year. What more can I say? I got him up there, way up there. Craftman, you got him at 9. Ian's got him at 10. Chris got him at 8. DT got Kyler at 12. Phil's got him at 9, and Akil's got him at 8. So a lot of y'all are kind of mid-range on him.
You got to sell us. The question is, why do you have him so high? You got to sell it on me, buddy, because, I mean, he's boom or bust at best to me. And
he though?
He's got a great receiver now, and he's got the 28th ranked offensive line, dude. I mean, if he was in a different system, sell him to me, Matt. Sell him to me.
Well, think about who we got him above, like Burrow. Some of these pocket guys, they just have a lot of bad years. I feel like Burrow can't even stay healthy. We got Burrow. I see Burrow at 4, Burrow at 5, Burrow at 4. Why is Kyler not better than Burrow?
Because he's not. In real life, he's not better than Burrow.
But in real life, it don't matter, though. I don't really care about the real life.
I don't think good in fantasy.
In a way, it does.
In real life, it does in some ways for people like Justin Fields, but these guys are guys who got paid and they're going to be on their teams for years to come. The real life shit really don't matter. I mean, their job's not in question. I just think Kyler, fantasy-wise, is just better than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow can't even stay healthy.
And Kyler can't either. There's been multiple.
He got hurt that one time for an ACL. Joe Burrow's been out for the year twice now. How come his stigma isn't? How come we're not talking about Joe Burrow being?
I mean, if I talked to Ian earlier today, if he gets hurt again, there's going to be chaos in fucking Cincinnati. Like, if it happens again, it's going to be chaotic. But, I mean, the same reason. I mean, Joe Burrow he finished as QB4 one year. I know it was just one season. Pocket passers are going to have up and down years. Even Mahomes last year had an up and down year. He's still ranked as a top 2 QB in all Superflex drafts. And he wasn't great last year. But Burrow is just an overall better quarterback than Kyler Murray. And I think he's going to be a better fantasy quarterback because of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They're always going to have some pass catchers there in Cincinnati. I mean, you got Marvin Harrison. And I like
Murray.
So I just went back and looked at Kyler Murray's injury history. I don't know the injuries, but the last 1, 2, 3, he got hurt week 14. So 14 through 18, he was out of 2022. And then the first 9 weeks of 2023, Kyler Murray did not play. So
that was ACL carryover.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying it's only 1 year removed from a lower body injury, and I am not very high on. And he's a very mobile quarterback. It'd be one thing if Jordan Love or Joe Burrow messed up their ankle. Okay, but Kyler really relies on them feet, does he not?
Not really. He can throw with the best of them.
For fantasy football, he does.
I don't think he can throw with the best of them either.
I just don't understand. All right, like Kyler's he's got finishes of 2, 6, and 10. Joe Burrow's got like 4, 7, and then 2 years of 25. You see what I'm saying? Like Kyler's literally right there with him.
I mean, Burrow definitely has more injury history, just like me and Austin were saying earlier. Like this is the critical year. He's got to show somebody he can sustain that, or the Cincinnati isn't going to want to pay him. We're not going to want to
pay him. They've already paid him.
Yeah,
keep paying him.
I don't know, man. It's just there was once upon a time before Kyler Murray got hurt, he was up there at the 104 in Superflex drafts. You know what I'm saying? I just got him at the top of a tier 2, and that's really because CJ Stroud's kind of in limbo for me. I don't know if I want to say he's in tier 1, but a lot of people do have him at tier 1.
Where do
But
you
I
have?
think there's a misconception about Kyler running the ball. I mean, he is somewhat of a rushing quarterback, but I mean, most seasons he's had
It's
two
just
full
hitting
seasons.
yardage.
Yeah, he had he played. He had one season he had 800 yards. That was the year he finished as the QB3. But most seasons he's somewhere around 400 or 500 yards. Last year, even with coming off the injury, had 244 in 8 games. So that's about half the year. So you're talking 400 to 500 yards. It's not no Lamar Jackson out there or what we think Anthony Richardson or Jalen Hurts is going to do around the goal line, because there's a difference between Kyler around the goal line and like Jalen Hurts with 15 rushing touchdowns last year. I don't think Kyler really has that kind of goal line presence rushing the football, which I think is a misconception, because he had 11 one season, but I feel like he's going to stay around that 6 mark. That's
But
his average.
still, why is that even bad? Like, that's more than what Joe Burrow's doing.
But the passing yardage is not going to be anywhere close to where Burrow's going to be.
I don't know, though.
Where
Or,
where
I mean,
I'm at, guys, is it's not about the rushing yards Kyler Murray gets on a positive game. It's about the amount of rushing he does behind the line of scrimmage, trying to fucking avoid people and running around like a jackrabbit. He probably 2 miles a game trying to just keep the play alive. And now he's finally got somebody he might have to not have to do that with the entire time. But Kyler Murray probably has more rushing yards behind the line of scrimmage than he does above them. I want to see the stat on that. I bet it's true. And that's the stat that scares me, because you're watching your dynasty quarterback run around with these big 300-pound dudes chasing him down, and you're like, please throw the ball, please throw the ball, do not get hurt. I need you for 16 more games.
I got Kyler behind Allen, Patty, Hurts, Stroud, just ahead of Lamar, just ahead of Burrow.
If Joe Burrow had never gotten injured, are you basing some of your rankings on injury history?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not really, because I'm basing it on we're overreacting with injuries, but I'm saying people want to drop Kyler so much. I mean,
I
they're
think
not doing that for Joe Burrow.
It's more the offensive line for Kyler, really. It's the offensive line, man. They can't protect him.
I do think the Cardinals are gonna. He's my main target in redraft this year. I'm not even gonna lie. I think Kyler's gonna be great, but I just don't believe that Kyler is a great NFL quarterback.
But he's already gotten paid, is what I'm saying. I feel like there's some real life stuff that matters, but the real life thing that really matters is he's under contract and he's gotten paid by this team. I feel like the real life stuff kind of doesn't matter in his or Burrow's situation anymore.
Well, Daniel Jones got paid. He might lose his job to Drew Lock.
Well, don't you think there's levels to this shit?
Justin Fields was a great fantasy quarterback because of his rushing, but
Was
now
never paid though. Never got paid.
But they can ship him out anytime they want to, no matter what.
I mean, they could. They're not going. They just had the chance to. They didn't.
And that's the thing, man. Kyler would be up in the top 5 for me if he was on any of the teams with the top offensive line, dude. And that's what people don't get when they go into the dynasty rankings. Is one of the things I pay the most attention to, especially when it comes to quarterbacks and running backs, is the offensive line ranking, man. Because no matter how much talent you have in the NFL, you got the best of the best on the other side of that ball wanting to get your nose in the ground. And if you don't have somebody in front of you that's confident and is going to fucking block, and you can rely on your left tackle, your blind side, or if you're Kyler Murray, I think he's left-handed, so it'd be his right tackle.
No, Kyler's not left-handed.
Okay, sorry. Well, okay, so rely on that left tackle to protect you. I mean, you gotta be there's a lot more that comes to it than just your natural talent when it's in the NFL. And the offensive line has a lot to do with that. And if you have a running back that's good at blocking, that comes into it too. It's not just the quarterback and their natural talent. It comes down to what system they're in and if the coach is using them the right way. And I think they're getting it figured out. And there was a time where Kyler was the QB1. And I think he can be that again, especially with Marvin there. But he's got to get protected, man. Just like Aaron Rodgers. That's why Aaron Rodgers is the fucking GOAT. In my eyes, I mean, 4-time MVP. This dude's amazing. But he's 40 years old. You can't be taking licks. And Kyler's 26. still young, very young. But you take licks all the day, it's gonna add up quick, man. It's not gonna feel very good.
Well, all that Kyler hate out there.
I got him at 9. I ain't.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
I
I
ain't
get it though.
I like Kyler.
Yep, I'm with it. I get it. I'm just on the high side of things. All right. Shoot, there was another one. Oh, I was gonna say Dak. I always like to talk about Dak when it comes into this dynasty discussions. Last year on his contract, still technically, I don't think we think he's gonna go anywhere. But with that said, Kraft man, we said the exact same thing. I said it a million times about Kirk Cousins last year. I was like, he's gonna be on the Vikings again, no matter what. So I'm just saying. But I got Dak at 13. Kraft's got Dak at 12. Ian's got Dak at
11.
8.
Moved him up.
Yep, that's right. You got Dak at 11. Ian's got him at 8. I wonder what Levi the White Snake would say. He's
One.
probably 11.
Number 1.
Golly.
He got him over Josh.
All right, so I guess, Ian, I'm going to let you talk about Dak for a second because you got him way too high for me.
I don't want to talk about Dak.
Why not? You want to drop him, don't you, already?
I mean, dude, it's just the thing with Dak, man, is he's the player I want to hate, but I can't. You know, when I got to come to it from an analytic standpoint, Dak is an amazing fantasy football player, and it cannot be denied. So that's why I got him up there. He can't finish the big games, but he does put up the big points when it comes to fantasy football. So it's hard to really put him under the people that are older than him and have, less years experience like Tua and Justin and like Tua and Justin Herbert. It's I don't know. I mean, it looks like never mind. They're the same age, but Kyler, either way,
He been there longer.
Dak's been there. Dak's been there for a long time, and he just puts up the points, man. There was the time where I didn't believe, but it's just harder than that. And when it comes to reality, you really only gonna have these players for about two years, and I think Dak still has a good 2 years left in him.
Yep.
I'm just fine with Dak. I think he's going to be a top.
Yep.
Probably QB this year. As long as he stays in Dallas and CD's there. I mean, look at their running back room. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're setting up for, the same kind of season he had last year. I don't think it's sustainable what he did after the bye last season. But I mean, if that's the case, he's going to be the QB1 this season if he keeps that up. But Dak's underrated. People judge him too much because he's on the Cowboys, and I've always liked him. I always target him in drafts. I mean, you're gonna get QB1 numbers from him if he stays.
I agree with you 100%. Dak is definitely underrated. Heck, I feel like I got him underrated a little bit right here. It's just hard when you listen them out and stuff like that.
You want to move him up now, don't you?
I mean, who am I going to move him up? I can't move him up above Jordan Love, T. Law, A. Rich. That's the difference right there. Is I'm different on T. Law on Dak. Y'all got T. Law a little lower. Then that's where we're different at. I got Dak. Well, we're kind of the same person.
Yeah,
we definitely
go ahead and talk T. Law. That's your Clemson buddy.
Listen,
talk
bro.
T. Law.
Tell me on T. Law. All right, listen, this is what I'm going to say. I just believe as fantasy football goes, T. Law, I feel like he could be real good for fantasy football. All I'm saying is that when he came out, all that stuff, I was been saying that he ain't got that dog. Like Deshaun Watson, you always knew he was going to win the game. With Trevor Lawrence, it was just different. We were just blowing everybody out. That's like fantasy football stuff. So I just feel like it can definitely work. I've seen it work pretty much. I mean, what are they gonna do? That Christian Kirk's coming back healthy. Brian Thomas, they adding him to the fold.
Gabe Davis.
I mean, fuck it. I mean, it's something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people acting like he's a bust. Get real. I mean, that's crazy. He's gonna be in Jacksonville for a long time. He didn't go to like the Chicago Bears or the Vikings or something. Like this dude's in Jacksonville. It's it's going to be a little bit different road. If he gets one Super Bowl in his life, we're going to say it was just a great all-time success that you won in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? It's the graveyard of the NFL. That's where he's at. They basically had a chance. They had a chance to connect. It just didn't click last year. Some years it goes your way, some years it doesn't. They had a lot of times where they could have scored touchdowns where they didn't. It was real close. It just didn't go their way last year. T-Law did get hurt too. He did get hurt. I'm targeting him in best ball and stuff. He's going as like quarterback 15. Herbert's going 15. I'm hitting that pocket all day. But I just believe in T-Law. I want to buy low on him.
Dude, that's a good idea, man. And I agree with you on that too, man. T-Law, he's a good player, and Urban Meyer kind of fucked him up for that 1 year. That was the weird distractions that shouldn't even been there. You know, he shouldn't even have to deal with that as a young quarterback, but he did, and he still produced well. And I got him down at 15. But he's only 24 years old, been in the league 3 years, and I mean, the kid's going to be good, you know. And like you said, I mean, Jacksonville has historically been a quarterback graveyard, just like New York. And I hope that's not the future for Aaron Rodgers over there, the quarterback graveyard in New York Jets. But we'll see, man. I just got T-Law down there, dude, because it's hard for me to rank him up above some of these other ballers.
Look,
right?
He's got to break out. He's just got to have that one breakout year. I mean,
but here's another positive though for his stock. This dude is clearly gonna get. There is no doubt in my mind Trevor Lawrence will be re-signing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Don't you think? That never happens. That never happens for Jacksonville stuff. I feel like he is like as safe as any for the next like 5 years or whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, when it comes to safety wise, I would put him right there with like Burrow and Purdy. You know, I feel like their jobs are pretty secured.
Yep.
And yeah,
well,
I mean,
Burrow,
you got a point.
sure, but
As long as T-Law doesn't just shit the bed this season, barring injury. I mean, anytime we do this stuff, I mean, ranking injury history comes into it sometimes if you have a history of it, but we try not to put the injuries in it. So as long barring that.
Quick question though, Ian. Let's just say T-Law does bomb. He bombs this year. They're just gonna run it back. They're just gonna do it again, and they might hit that year. You know what I'm saying?
And he has to, because that's
does he have to though? That's my question. Like, his job is no doubt.
Did they do his 5th year?
I don't think he's at that point. They'd have to do that next year.
But he's coming into his 4th year.
They'll probably do his 5th year and then probably sign him. They might sign him now.
But if he bombs, do they do his 5th year?
If he bombs, he's asking.
I say if he bombs, they do his 5th year.
If
he plays good, they'll just sign him.
Would a bomb be what he did last year? Because last year, I mean, fantasy-wise, he was okay, but 21 touchdowns to 14 interceptions ain't no elite quarterback type play.
Hey, I mean, it's just the touchdowns, though, man. It's just the touchdowns.
21 ain't nothing. 21 is I'm looking at Jared Goff with the Rams right now. Jared Goff outperformed Justin Herbert. I mean, Trevor Lawrence. His first 2 years with the Rams. I mean, and that's the way I kind of see T-Law going. It's just like he's gonna be in that like Jared Goff type. Man, he might not get traded because he's a number one. Like, I mean, Goff was drafted high too, and he got traded. But
Jared Goff is secure for sure. There's no doubt.
Yeah, T-Law's gonna be secure, but I just warn people. You know, I don't think T-Law's the next coming of a great quarterback. I think he's just gonna be like Jared Goff's career, and that's fine for fantasy. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Jared Goff has had a great career. Like, I'm glad he got to revive it, and I'm glad Matt Stafford got to revive it. Do you think T-Law? That's what I'm saying. If he doesn't, if Trevor Lawrence has a terrible year this year, Matt, do you think they will sign his 5th-year contract, or do you think they will trade him to a team with the better chance of winning, and him like some of these other roughnecks? I call Matt Stafford is the roughneck of all roughnecks. This man played with a broken back. Okay. And Jared Goff barely misses a game too. But Do you think
T-Law's tough. I don't want
T-Law
you
don't miss games either, though.
I had him last year, and that man was out there with like fucked up shoulders and everything. Like,
Yeah.
he is a pretty boy. He looks like a pretty boy, but he's tough.
that's what I'm saying? I think he is the next roughneck quarterback. So just on his merit and just the player, do you think even if he tanks, will they sign his 5th year just because they believe in him, or is he got enough capital to get rid of and try to draft somebody else?
Bro, they're not. It's not even in question. That's one thing that I'm saying for sure. I won't get off of that. It's not even in question. I believe they'll probably sign him before they even get to his 5th year. I feel like if they're doing his 5th year, it probably means things are going bad, don't you think?
No.
Possibly.
Yeah, if they sign his 5th year, things are going. But that means they're not sure.
Yeah,
About
like they're going
wow.
into their 5th year. They don't want to sign you yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
What does happen though if he has a similar year to last year? Do they do that? Like, do they do the 5th year? Because if he goes out there and balls out, they're going to be looking at a big, massive paycheck to be writing this guy before that even comes about.
he's about to ball out. I'm just gonna be honest. They're about to ball out. I'm starting to buy into Brian Thomas Jr. a little bit. I think it's gonna work out. Christian Kirk,
Eh,
it's about to work.
he'll be fine. He ain't
They'll
gonna ball out.
they're gonna be
He'll
good
be
on
better than he
offense.
was last year. I'm thinking 30 touchdowns. Hopefully, like I said, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That's some Gardner Minshew type shit right there.
Well, I mean, it was. What about the year before though? What about that stretch? It just didn't work, man. That's all I can say. It just didn't work, and his stock is safe. That's all. That's all I'm rolling with.
He definitely
Year
has.
before he had 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He hadn't got up to 30 yet. He ain't got over 25 yet. Derek Carr's had some years like that.
But I'm saying, like, his situation obviously hasn't been the best. I mean, his number one guy's been Zay Jones.
I think the receiving core was better last year than it was this year.
Zay Jones and Ridley. I don't know, man.
Brian Thomas, I don't really like him that much. And Gabe Davis is just kind of whatever.
So
Christian Kirk will be back.
Christian Kirk's fine. That's what he is. He's fine. He should be the number 2 on an offense, not the number 1.
He's going. I think eventually he'll be the number 2. He's gonna be catching all the underneath stuff, though.
I like T-Law. My only thing I've already said. I just think he's gonna be like, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford for his career. Like, you're not gonna get like top 5 finishes out of this guy, but you're probably gonna be safe somewhere. Between.
He's definitely gonna have a year of. He's definitely gonna have a year or two of top 5. He's gonna get at least 1 or 2 in. Top 5, that's safe.
He gets some rushing too. He'll get some rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree. No,
right.
But going back to T-Law getting drafted early, not to interrupt, but that kind of brings me to let's talk Caleb Williams.
I was just about to bring him up. Yes, sir.
Good quarterbacks going to bad teams. I mean, this is right on subject.
Listen, man. I'm not saying that I'm the biggest, like, put rookies up there. Like, I would say the biggest stretches I've done with putting rookies high was, like, putting Marv at 5 this year in a Dynasty ranking, which we ain't even done that episode yet. And then B. John, I think, hit the first time I ranked him, I might have had him at, like, maybe even number 1, Kraft Man, going to the Falcons, to be honest. I think it was number 1. So it happens. This man Ian
buried him.
Buried him. I just think it's hilarious, man. Because I got him at, let's see, I got him at 9. I feel like that's respectable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm not hating on him or anything. I feel like he'll probably be pretty good. His stock safe for a long time. You got him at no, you got him at 12. I keep messing that up. You got him at 12 because you moved Dak ahead of him. Ian Potty Poopa's got him at 17. Golly, Kraft Man.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that. And one thing I will say is I could pretty much have Caleb Williams ranked at 40 for myself, because when I go, we're doing startup rankings. I'm not drafting Caleb Williams in a startup draft. That's
Nah.
just how I am. I mean, where he's going in ADP, I'm taking somebody who's a for sure thing. But when you're doing these rankings, you have to, I'm kind of thinking of what the median outcome is. But in a startup draft, I'm not drafting rookie quarterbacks unless they're at a crazy good value, because that's just not the way I play. I like to have a little security and somebody that I've seen that can actually do it. And we'll go ahead and let him talk, because I know I hate the Bears. But Ian, I know you got a lot of stuff to say about the Bears too.
But hold on, real quick, before Ian goes, this is what I'm talking about with Ian. He's got Caleb Williams behind. I think at least the most controversial one's got to be Stafford. Stafford over Caleb Williams.
I will trade you Caleb Williams for Matt Stafford right now, if I had him.
Oh man,
I would.
Which he wouldn't.
I don't care if I had the number 1 pick. I would pick Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I'm not taking Caleb Williams. I'd take him in a rookie draft, but and I'll let you have the floor with the Bears. Just say what you were talking about before the episode, because I agree 100% on the fact that Bears quarterbacks do not pan out. They have not panned out in forever. Same thing with the Browns. History sometimes never lies, but it is the best situation you've seen a number 1 overall pick come into with the receivers he's got. But I just don't think he's that good. I mean, personally, I just don't think he's that good. I think the tape that I watched on him, he made a lot of things happen off script. But I want to see this guy play on script. I want to see him play in a system, get the ball out of his hands, hit his first read, go through progressions. All the stuff I've seen from Caleb Williams was the man had 5 minutes in the pocket to run around and do whatever he wanted to do, and then hit a dude deep, way down the field. But I didn't really see that on rhythm type accuracy and that on rhythm type throws from him. It was mostly, like Kyler Murray a little bit, where Kyler kind of creates and makes things happen. But you got to play in rhythm in the NFL.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so when it comes to the Bears, fuck them all, because go Pack go. But we're going to be non-biased on this, because I'm a realist and I look at the history of this shit. And Chicago is where great quarterbacks go to die, man. And it sucks. But they all the time draft these quarterbacks number 1 overall or early on in the draft. And they go there. Mitchell Trubisky is a perfect example. And they just have this terrible line. And they have great running backs like David Montgomery, dude. If he would have been anywhere else, he would have been awesome. But David and Mitch were both struggling behind that offensive line. And I think history is gonna repeat itself again. Because on the notes, it says Chicago has the 10th ranked offensive line, which is, in my eyes, good enough for me to put him probably higher. But the history of the Chicago Bears tells me he's going to have a shit season. And it's hard for me to get around that. And he hadn't showed me nothing. Like you said, I mean, he had it easy. I mean, what division you playing? Was it the ACC or the Pac-12? It wasn't the
Pac-12.
It wasn't the SEC. And he didn't face NFL like defensive lines, and he's about to. And I'm not going to base everything off of this, but I did see a video yesterday, I think, of the Chicago Bears training camp or OTAs. And it was video of Keenan Allen and Keenan Allen was going on a streak route. And in the middle of the route, he puts on the brakes and pretty much has to stop to catch the ball. And as soon as he catches it, Keenan Allen goes, "Oh, hell no." And that just in itself, that's the first on-field reaction to this ain't looking good.
The quarterback.
And didn't they get the contract for Hard Knocks this year?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah. by the time that's over, I will give you a guarantee of how Caleb Williams' season will go. I will guarantee it because I did the same thing last year with Aaron Rodgers. I said he's not going to make it past 3 weeks if that offensive line can't block because the whole time during Hard Knocks, the defense was balling out and Rodgers was on his back and he was pissed off. And if I see the same thing, you already know it's Chicago.
Caleb Williams ain't going to be good this season.
Yeah.
No.
I'm with you on that. I don't mean I'm not
But
drafting him in nothing.
I think Jaden might. It might be the same thing with the
Yeah.
CJ Bryce Young as last year.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that one. Fellas, as far as rankings go, I would say there was like a pretty much a tier 1 that was pretty much consensus. Allen, Patty, Hurts. Well, Ian's got Stroud at 3. Well, there was really just a tier 1 of Allen and Patty, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Stroud and Hurts, you can interchange them. I mean, Stroud's a little bit younger. Hurts has a better offensive line. It's really hard to really put 1 and 1 together. But I just really rank Stroud above him because of the offensive. I mean, because of his age. But one thing about CJ Stroud is I have on my notes. So the sophomore slump is a real fucking thing in the NFL. Do you think CJ Stroud is due for a sophomore slump? One of the things that cues it to me is the media presence. When a player has a lot of media presence in the off season, I feel like they're more keen to having a slump that season. And I haven't taken the hard data on it, but through my just self experimentation, I really want to know what your thoughts are. Do you think CJ Stroud's media presence is going to affect his playing ability this year? And do you think he's going to have a sophomore slump?
I think people are way up on their high horse with CJ Stroud and just putting him up there that fast. But the Texans, people have biases, and that's why CJ Stroud could be that high, is because the Texans are America's team right now. Everybody you talk to loves the Texans, and they want a piece of the Texans. All 3 of their receivers are going in like the top 24 in redraft right now. There's no way they're all finishing that high unless CJ Stroud is the best quarterback that we've ever seen. And I still think he's going to be great. I like CJ Stroud. He's good. But to rank him up this high based on one season, I think he should be – I got him ranked at number 5, right after Burrow. You can argue with that. I wouldn't mind taking CJ Stroud over Burrow. But Lamar, we've seen what Lamar is. He's had great seasons, but not super consistent. Kind of boom bust at quarterback position, and CJ Stroud's still a pocket passer, so there's not a lot of rushing upside there. But one guy that I'm a little concerned about having up so high is Jalen Hurts, because they're changing to a new offensive system, and Kellen Moore is a good offensive coordinator, but he was the offensive coordinator for Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert. Those 2 guys can play actual quarterback in the pocket.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Jalen Hurts can play quarterback in the pocket and be asked to do the things that Justin Herbert and Dak can do. The previous years, I mean, if you watch any of the Eagles games, they run zone reads and they run RPOs. That's what they do about 80% of the time. And it's just going to be a different type of season for Jalen Hurts. I could definitely see – I mean, Philly already took a massive step back at the end of last year. So, and 15 rushing touchdowns, I don't think that's sustainable either. So
how much do you think Jason Kelce missing is going to affect Jalen Hurts this year?
It's going to affect him a lot. I mean, I'm a little scared of Jalen Hurts.
Me too, because another personal experiment I do is when these big name linemen that retire after a good year, quote unquote, Whitworth, and then right before him, Joe Thomas for the Browns. He made it through all the shit years and turned that offensive line into something admirable, and then retired right before they had a good season, and Whitworth going away. There's a few other examples. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I got a feeling that Jason Kelsey, because it's not just his position play. It's everything. It's the locker room. It's the mentorship. It's just the experience. Telling these people, look, this guy's gonna do this. He's gonna do
stop it.
So
Go at.
You telling me all that matters for fantasy football, for fake football, for real football? Yes, I love it. You're preaching.
Okay, you got a point.
I ain't gonna be worried about putting him up high because of the center's intangibles. Come on, man.
You got a point. It is a little far fetched, but when it comes to winning and losing, those are the things that matter.
I understand.
You don't win.
I mean, I'm just more concerned about the system change. I mean, there was a report the other day that Jalen Hurts is learning like 95% new playbook this year. I mean, it's going to be totally different.
Wow.
I mean, we'll see. There are definitely some valid arguments.
You got to admit, Jalen Hurts is not a great passer.
Go look at it.
His fantasy points come from the tush push, and it comes from rushing the ball. But he's not Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert behind center.
We'll see.
Playing in the pocket.
I just think we'll just see what the offense looks like. That's all I can say. Because you're right, they ran a lot of that RPO stuff. New OC. They might mix it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It might be better. I mean, he might succeed in it. I don't know.
So, what else we got? You got any more interesting Dynasty?
Yeah. Justin Fields, the Justin Fields and Russell Wilson situation. But I think Russell Wilson's playing all year. I don't know what y'all think, but I don't think
no way he plays all year.
Hey, Ian, I remember we had me and you did a podcast. Matt wasn't here, and you said 100% for a fact that Justin Fields will be back with the Bears, and I was like, he's not good. His fantasy's good, but he's not good. And look where he's at now.
Did I say that? I said that on.
You're a big old Justin Fields fan, man.
Justin Fields fan. It's not that I'm a Justin Fields fan. It's just he is good for fantasy,
but he sucks in real life.
And that's another a great Chicago.
And you be talking all that, this and that. And here you are giving Justin Fields the pass.
Yeah,
it's no pass. He earned it, man. This man earned it, dude. Like, he's another victim of the Chicago.
What?
Running around crazy, all them rushing yards is all he did. He did not play quarterback.
He's another victim of the Chicago offensive line, bro. We were just got through talking about this.
I think you're getting a little too in on the offensive lines, because it's not necessarily just the offensive line. It's Chicago and the scheme that they run and that they've ran for years. They don't have a good rapport with coaches. They have
agreed.
They bring in a quarterback, and he sucks. And this could happen this year. And I could definitely see it happen. They bring in Caleb Williams, he sucks. Head coach fired. It's a repeating process. They can't get a good scheme in there, and they throw their quarterbacks into the fire too soon.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I'm not a Justin Fields lover, but I mean,
lover.
It looks like it.
I feel like he's in a better place. He's on a better team that refuses to lose games.
He's a backup.
I think with the right coaching, he can be successful.
He's Marcus Mariota.
He's gonna do kick return.
He might be Marcus Mariota. But he's shown. I mean, there's not a lot of quarterbacks that have gotten 50-point games. I mean, he's done it. I feel like he's done it.
Matt Flynn did. Matt Flynn threw for 7 touchdowns 1 week.
Yeah.
Once.
Will Levis had a 50-point game last year.
Yeah.
But Justin Fields has had multiple over 40-point games.
Because he runs the ball, but this is where the real NFL and fantasy intersect is the fact that when you're that bad in the real NFL and you can't see the field, you can't score fantasy points on the bench. And it's kind of like we talk about, Kyler and stuff like that. Kyler's going to be on the field.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the field. Like Justin Fields, he might not play. He might not be a starting quarterback ever again.
That's true. And he might not. But I think this is going to be the true test because he might pull off I can't think of the guy's name, but he might have a resurgence. You know what I mean? Like Geno Smith. He might have a resurgence. He might understand that, I was hyped up and I didn't live up to the hype and he got humbled. And he could go here. And I feel like Russell Wilson is either going to do one or like one extreme or the other. He's got to ball out, but I really don't think he's going to. And with Justin Fields there, it's really going to iron sharpen iron in that sense. And you're really going to get the best of both quarterbacks. And you're really going to see who is there to play, who's there to ball out, because both of them are on their last leg. And I think it's really going to bring out the true warrior. And after this year, if Justin Fields does not produce, I'll shun him.
Well, there's some pros and cons to the Steelers. They brought in Arthur Smith. That's not really a pro for anybody, but Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin do have a history of they will replace you if you're not playing well enough. Like at the quarterback position, they'll throw in whoever. They're especially Arthur Smith. He ain't afraid to move on. But the pros to Russell Wilson is the Steelers. We just talked about Tomlin not having to lose a season in forever. He's not gonna have a losing season with Russell Wilson this year. He's had a lot worse quarterback play than Russell Wilson, and I think Russ is playing all season. And if you got Justin Fields on your team, just sell him on the hope that he might play again. But you're still gonna have to wait and see.
Oh, he's not sellable. He's not sellable right now.
Matt got a first for him.
Huh?
I said Matt got a first for him.
Yeah, I got the 111.
How did you get a first? Really?
Hey, shout out to Noah Dick Below, my guy.
Noah, what the fuck, dude? Noah just likes to trade. Noah's a fucking loser.
Nah, that's a fair trade. That's his value.
Nah, I got him at QB 26. I don't think I'm paying that.
Who went the one? What pick did you get? The one? What? 11? 10?
Yeah, it was the 111. Yeah.
Who went at 111 this year?
JJ McCarthy, right?
Dang, is that where I got him at? That can't not be true.
I think so.
So after all you said, you'd rather have Justin Fields over JJ McCarthy?
Who, me?
No, I'd rather have JJ McCarthy over Justin Fields, big time.
But you traded Justin Fields for the pick?
Yep, for the 111, and then I got JJ McCarthy.
Oh, so Noah got Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk while we're on the rookies. Let's go ahead and talk about where we got them slotted in, like where, because they're hard to. I know you got them buried because you hate rookies, but I got JJ McCarthy right now in between Baker and Deshaun Watson, and he's at QB 21.
Yeah, I got him at 22, in between Deshaun Watson and Bryce Young. One spot ahead of Bryce Young.
Yeah, I do have him above Bryce.
Ian has him. Yeah, he's right there at 23, in between Geno and Bryce Young. So we kind of, we all kind of buried him a little bit. Ian's a little lower, slightly lower than us all.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think's truthfully going to happen with McCarthy? Like, where do you think this is going, Matt?
I think that he'll probably be solid eventually. I've never really been a big JJ McCarthy guy, but it's like it's gonna be real hard for him not to succeed. You don't really get a situation better than this, so it's like we just gotta see. That's all you get. That's all I can say. You just gotta see. I feel like it'll probably be all right for a little while. So
Yeah, yeah. I got him. Like I said, I got him down. He's probably the lowest of, not the lowest of the rookies, but in my top 24.
You got him ahead of Bo Nix.
Right. Yeah.
You got him above. Do you have him above or below Michael Penix?
you got Penix. Crap, man. You got Penix the highest.
I got him at 23.
Yep, I don't have him in my
Right
top
above
24.
Stafford.
Yeah, I got. Hold on, let me go back and look at.
So, yep.
I can't remember where I got it, but when it comes to JJ McCarthy, I think he's going into a good system with great surrounding, weapons. But he is a rookie quarterback. Hadn't shown me shit. Most of the time when rookies come into the league, they suck. So it's hard to rank him above some of these guys that have already proven themselves. Even Bryce Young. I honestly think Bryce Young is going to have a better year this year. I think he's going to kind of have a rebound year. And
I just like Minnesota better. I just like Minnesota better than Carolina. That's my only issue is the reason I got Bryce Young so low is because, I mean, the weapons you got there, if Deontay Johnson, no hate on Deontay Johnson, he's a good receiver, but, Xavier Legette, I mean, you're just hoping for Bryce Young that I just don't think he has a surrounding cast that'll really, elevate his game to the level we need it to. And he just doesn't offer much, on the ground or anything like that. McCarthy, he could run a little bit in college, but there's a lot of, he's not an extreme athlete where he's going to be doing that in the NFL. I mean, Brock Purdy could run in college. He don't run in the NFL. Like, that's what you hope for J.J. McCarthy is that he can run the system like Purdy does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, it's time will tell with J.J. McCarthy. But I think he's a pretty good quarterback with a very strong arm, and he's got the best receiver in the league to throw to. So if you can't hit Justin Jefferson, then he don't deserve to be there. I mean, if he has a bad season, it's forgivable. If he has 2 bad seasons, maybe start talking about getting rid of him.
Yeah. Drake May. Craftman has the highest on him at 19. I got him at 20. Ian don't even have him in the top 24. I know C Swizzy would condone that one. He said
he would
C Swizzy done said the extreme with Drake May. Listen, man, I think Drake May could be pretty good. It's just gonna take some time. That's all I'm gonna say about Drake May. I got him
he's gonna have a long leash and a lot of excuses to fall back on because of the team that he's on,
right?
And the that he has. Like, they're gonna give this man plenty of opportunity.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Jaden Daniels. I got him at 18. Craftman has him at 17. Ian's got him at 20.
Yeah, I actually, I moved him up. I moved him up to 19. I moved him up a little bit. I put him over Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins. I had Kirk Cousins up there a little bit and Aaron Rodgers, but that was a little bit of bias going on there. But Jaden Daniels, I feel like, is the sneaky best quarterback in this draft, and not so sneaky because he got picked second overall.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, picked second overall, so not so sneaky. But at the same time, nobody's talking about him, and he went to a team that's forever sorry. Has been bad since Alex Smith, and I think he's kind of flying under the radar, and I think he's on a team that's up and coming. They got a really good coach now, and they're kind of doing some things. I think they're figuring some shit out, and I think he's not saying he's going to be C.J. Stroud numbers, but the way the Texans progressed last year, I think Washington is going to do a similar progression this year with a good quarterback, and they're kind of putting some pieces together there. But that's why I kind of got him ranked a little bit above some of the other quarterbacks that might have went to like Bo Nix and Drake May. That might have went to better teams, maybe in some people's eyes, but still, I think Jaden's got a lot of natural talent, and he's very humble from what I've seen. I mean, there hasn't been a lot out there. But
Oh man.
I don't know what you think. What am I completely wrong on that?
No, I'm with you, and I'm definitely targeting him. I like him in some best ball situations too. He's that one who could just take off and pop off. I don't disagree. The humble stuff, that's when I start cracking up. Is because like I agree with you in real life, but it's just I just think it's funny that you always bring up the intangibles or something, or what's the word I'm looking for, Kraft man? It just cracks me up.
Just person like the player's personality.
Yeah.
Off of, man, that's a lot of what I go off of, dude. Because
but I agree. But
that means a lot in the league, dude. You could be a great player with a shit personality, and the quarterback ain't gonna throw you the fucking ball, dude. Like it's just that's what separates the good from the great, man. That's why I've won 3 times.
But you be hating on Amon Ra. Riddle me that.
When did I hate on Amon Ra?
Never hate. I don't think he's ever hated. I don't remember a time where he's.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know. I can't remember, man. I was thinking that maybe that it might have happened.
No, not Amon, dude. That's the man, dude. He's quiet. He sticks to himself. I like Amon, dude.
All right, then.
I gotta say one thing about Jaden though. He probably is the one quarterback that I might take a chance on in the startup because you can pair him because of the upside with the rushing he has. You can pair him with a safe quarterback later on and kind of patch that up a little bit. But where Caleb Williams is going right now, can't do it. But Jaden Daniels, I could definitely get on board with that and take that risk if you had like a Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins as your second QB, like a safe option,
right?
And see if Jaden Daniels breaks fantasy with his rushing. I mean,
which is very possible. A lot of rookie quarterbacks go to that rushing ability because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre said it in an interview. They asked him later in the career. They're like, Brett, why don't you scramble as much as you used to when you were younger? He's like, because back then I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So a lot of that comes to it, man. You got to be able to rely on them feet on quarterback, but
he's a little slim though. He's a little slim out there running around. I mean,
true.
Gonna have to get down.
True that.
I like Jaden.
Yep. Same. We're all in agreement. All right. I'm the only one who got Bo Nix, and I snuck him in my 24 spot.
Nice.
Starting quarterback for the Broncos. I mean, there's a world where I like Penix, but I cannot rank Penix ahead of Bo Nix. Bo Nix he'll probably be starting day one. What you think about that, Kraft man? And you're the only one who's got Penix in your top 24. So you super overvaluing these rookies in this dynasty. You was the highest on almost all of them.
Yeah,
I'm
not putting Bo Nix. I'm not putting Bo Nix ahead of Michael Penix. I know you said he's a starting quarterback. If you're relying on Bo Nix in your dynasty league to be your number 2 QB, you're probably punting this year anyway. So might as well just go ahead and get the better quarterback. I mean, Bo Nix ain't going to help you out at all this season. And he could be talented, but the Broncos, they have nobody. They have nobody to throw the ball to. Sean Payton.
Bo Nix will help you out way more than Michael Penix.
He's going to be on your bench. He's going to be your third quarterback sitting on your bench, just the way Michael Penix is sitting in your taxi squad this season. If you're starting Bo Nix
on a bye week,
you're probably not competing.
That don't mean you have to necessarily start Bo Nix. You can always grab somebody a little lower.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is you say you couldn't rank Penix over Bo Nix? It's like Penix is going to have his opportunity. There's no doubt about it.
We're
just
talking
wait a couple years.
We're talking this year.
Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying.
Patrick
Me and
Mahomes
N,
played his first year.
I guess me and N are talking this year.
You gonna take a starting quarterback over a super talented guy like that?
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
Michael Penix, man. He's talented. He's a 10 times better quarterback than Bo Nix, and he's gonna have a great NFL career. So
We'll see.
I'm gonna bet on that.
Yeah.
Man, over that, I could look all that shit, talk about.
Think about Will Levis last year.
He's
You
great.
know,
I'm just kidding.
he's
I thought
great.
about sneaking him in at 24. He's probably 25 for me. Up in
He's
there.
got this year to prove it. Would you rather have, Will Levis or Michael Penix?
Michael. Oh,
See,
yeah.
this is Will Levis is going to score more than Bo Nix this season. Will Levis can run the ball. He's got better weapons.
Yeah, but he's a second round quarterback, stuff like that. There's a world where it doesn't work for him.
First pick of the second round.
Bo Nix, this is like a 2-3 year commitment at the least. You know what I mean?
And
You're getting him at the 2-1 in your rookie drafts.
Where did Josh Rosen go?
Don't talk about
4 or something like that.
Yeah. How many years of commitment did they have to him?
I'm talking about
didn't work out because Big Dog Kyler came up in there.
It's not going to work out for Bo Nix either. But
well, that's true. I mean, that's true. It could happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. So, I'm not even a big Bo Nix guy. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Sneak him in.
For this year, I'd rather have Bo Nix over Michael Penix.
Here's a question. If you had Kirk Cousins on your team in Dynasty, would you rather have Michael Penix or Bo Nix?
Definitely Penix.
Matt?
Say that again, Craftman, one more time.
If you had Kirk Cousins on your Dynasty team, you would take Michael Penix over Bo Nix. You would have to.
I mean, maybe. I guess. I don't know. Yes.
I mean,
probably.
Just saying
I would probably wait.
No, I mean, it's just you get the handcuff there, man, and it's no doubt because you got Kirk Cousins, and then your backup player is gonna play when your starter's not playing because you have the backup to that starter, so Penix is gonna get time. You get what I'm saying?
I just know a lot of quarterbacks, get drafted in the late first round, second round, and they get an opportunity, but sometimes there's no better opportunity, and a lot of these dynasty players like to play in the long run, and there's no better opportunity than what Jordan Love had with the Packers, and if Michael Penix gets to sit behind, Kirk Cousins for a little while, and you can just be patient, which I think we all like Michael Penix. I think he was probably maybe even the number 2 quarterback in this class, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost went to the national championship.
They did.
They did. They just didn't win it.
The national championship.
Hey, got one more. Bryce Young. Me and Ian snuck him in our top 24s. Craftman's got him out. I'm with Ian. I think he can bounce back. I kind of like what Carolina's got going on. I hope it works out. I actually believe in Bryce Young. I just think it was just a shitty situation last year.
I think he's a buy now candidate, dude. You might can get him for cheap. I mean, if I think he can only go up. It's not a great team, but he's young and he's got talent.
I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like the Panthers. I don't think they have anybody that, like I said, nobody's going to elevate his game. He should be better than last year. He better be better. He better be better than last year. Like, he ain't got nowhere to go but up. But still, Panthers are going to be, one of the worst teams in the league. And he just don't offer that much. He don't have like a strong arm. He don't have a strong arm at all. He don't run the ball. He don't have weapons. I just don't see. In redraft, he's probably the last quarterback that you would actually take a chance on. Like, you're taking Will Levis over this guy this year. He has no upside whatsoever.
Austin, let me ask you this, crap man. Would you start Bo Nix over Bryce Young? Or, would you start Bo over Bryce?
No, probably not.
Would you pick?
Bryce Young got that capital. I mean, I think I did have. I might have to adjust my rankings if I had Bo Nix ahead of. No, I had Bryce Young ahead of Bo Nix.
Okay.
But yeah, Bryce Young got the capital. It's kind of like the Trevor Lawrence thing. He's going to keep getting opportunities. Whether if he shits a break this year and he just is terrible, he'll get an opportunity with another team eventually. And Bo Nix probably just don't have that.
Well, would you start Bryce Young over Caleb Williams? Would you rather have Caleb Williams or Bryce Young?
What, in redraft?
In
I'd take Caleb Williams all day.
In Dynasty. Yeah.
Take Caleb Williams all day.
Okay.
I mean, the Bears, like you said, they have the history of, bad quarterback play and kind of ruining quarterbacks. But, I mean, the Panthers don't have anything right now.
If I used the number 1 overall draft pick on Caleb Williams, there's no way I could trade him for Bryce Young. For sure. If you have Caleb Williams on your team right now, then you believe he's going to be great.
You have to. You got to draft him in the back of the first.
Yep. He definitely would any of my teams. Not right now.
Craftman, anything else? I think I've pretty much gone through. I'll just add one thing. Me and you are tier of 14 through 18, pretty similar.
I feel like me and you were pretty close all night with the stuff that we had. I mean, me and him were pretty close too. I mean, I feel like I ranked everybody a little safe. I mean, you could definitely branch out. Some people can put Caleb Williams way up at the top, and it might work out. You might look like a genius, but rookies like that, I can't rank them up that high because I know that I'm not taking them. So I wouldn't really advise anybody else to take them in a startup. Rookie drafts are different. Your team's already set.
Yeah.
Those are different, but in a startup, Dak Prescott what we get him in the third or Caleb Williams in the first, like that's no question for me.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. All right, well shoot, that about wraps it on up, man. That's our quarterback dynasty rankings. I'll be posting all kinds of shit, listing them out because I got all our lists right here. But that was basically quarterbacks. You got a top 24. Craftman, anything you want to add?
No, I'm good. What's next? Running backs?
Running backs.
That's where shit's gonna get a little hectic.
Yeah. Ian? Appreciate you being there. Well, you got anything you want to say?
Yes, I do. I appreciate you guys having me. It's always good to be on the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Give a like, 5-star rating. You guys know the drill. Potty pooper in the house. These guys do what they do, and they don't ask nothing from y'all. Give them a little like. And I love being here and talking ball with y'all. And I cannot wait for the season to start, dude. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of talking. Sick of talking ball without it changing. I need some shit to happen. I need some stuff to move around. Let's go, man. Let's get some ball going. Add some points. Let's get some fantasy points per game.
I do got to say something to Ian, though. Whenever you watch Cardinals games and Kyler play, stop watching him play in the bathroom mirror because that motherfucker is right-handed.
Shut up, dude.
Ian's just been watching them in mirrors, man. The TV's like over here. Ian's watching them back there. On me, rolling out left again.
He's so unorthodox, man. It just threw me off. He always rolls to the left. So he rolls to the left, turns around really quick, and then throws the ball. So you just watch. You'll
I got to give you hell for that one, man. You ain't getting away with it. You are not getting away with it.
Getting his ass.
Hey, that's what we're here for, baby.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Wait till running backs. I'll give you some.
Appreciate listening to the podcast, but we out.
Peace.